Hey, I'm meteorologist Doug Myers with the latest forecast on this Friday. After a rainy day yesterday, temperatures stayed on the cooler side in the low 60s. And of course, with the rainfall yesterday, many spots getting a couple inches worth of rainfall, at least with the official totals at the airport. And taking a look at what the rest of northeast Kansas got, many spots getting at least 2 inches worth of rainfall. A lot of purple showing up from Clay Center down towards the Council Grove area, indicates about 3 to 4 inches worth of rain, some isolated 4 to 5 inches where you see the brighter purple, and then start getting in a little bit of that red just to the southeast of the viewing area, closer to southeastern Kansas, getting more than 5 inches. So very heavy rainfall in several locations across the area from yesterday. Now, yesterday was the highest probability of widespread rain. Even though storm chances still exist between today and the weekend, it will not be to the widespread nature and heavy nature that we had from yesterday. But we do have higher probabilities of severe weather with any storm activity that we have, especially today and tomorrow. A little bit still more so on Sunday, but it does come down relatively speaking on Sunday. So be aware of that. Temperatures warming back into the upper 70s to near 80 degrees. And I'm just looking at this. I forgot to put pause points in this wind gust. So you can take a look at these wind gusts and maybe you can pause it, but it's showing some very strong winds today, gusting 35, 40 miles per hour. That might just stay under wind advisory criteria, and we'll continue with the windy day tomorrow. So generally speaking, storm influence or not, we are going to be dealing with windy conditions between today and the weekend, although today may end up being the windiest of the next 3 days. Of course, we'll keep an eye on that. Meanwhile, severe weather, that is going to be something that we'll be fine-tuning through the next couple of days. And this is what the latest forecast is indicating for this afternoon. This is certainly subject to change twice during the morning hours. And so make sure to keep checking back in on WIBW.com for the latest, because it could be different than what this video is showing. But we have to keep an eye on all hazards for this afternoon. Now, there is some uncertainty on what to expect. Here's one of our short-term computer models, and this was the computer model that actually did a decent job yesterday. So can it be wrong today? Absolutely. Can it be right? Yeah. So we have to keep an eye on it. And it's showing isolated activity, not showing anything too exciting at all through 8 o'clock. Our other computer model showing mainly dry conditions this morning, but then starting to get into a line starting to develop along Highway 75 around 2 o'clock and pushing eastward fairly quickly during the afternoon hours. And so by about 5, 6 o'clock, that's it. Not much. So we get another line there as we get towards the 9 or 10 o'clock hour, but again, in our eastern communities. So again, not a lot. So we really have to pay close attention to it. While the storm risk is a little bit of uncertain, whatever storms do develop this afternoon and early this evening really need to be monitored closely because of the severe weather risk. I still expect a higher probability of severe weather tomorrow for all of northeast Kansas. All hazards in play, including the potential for some very strong tornadoes. I cannot stress this enough. Please watch the forecast and keep an eye on the forecast tomorrow. We'll take a look at Supercast in just a second. This is going to be this could be an even deadlier day tomorrow compared to what potentially could occur today. And this is the weekend. And so we really have to make sure that we're paying close attention to this. It's not to scare you, it's to prepare you. It's to keep you updated. It's to make sure that you're staying up to date. And then on Sunday, we're still looking at the possibility of severe weather as well. So here's a look at the weekend forecast. I do expect most of the morning to be dry. If we do get anything, lightning would probably be the only hazard. I'm not expecting severe weather in the morning. Afternoon-wise, here we go. Starting to get going about the mid-afternoon hours with scattered showers and thunderstorms, and it continues across the region through the overnight periods as well. Now, will the severe weather risk continue into the late night hours? Probably not. It may start to wind down close to midnight, but that'll be something to watch for as well. Sunday, we will have an opportunity for this line of storms pushing through once again mid to late afternoon hours, and then fairly quickly drying out by the evening. So, have that weather radio ready to go. Make sure that you have it programmed, batteries are working. If you need to replace the batteries, do that. I don't recommend bringing it to the station. We don't have time for that. Okay? We don't have time when we have active weather going on or an active forecast that we have to keep an eye on and update the web on. So do your best, please, to find someone that can do it for you other than coming to the station to do it. We're trying to do it beforehand and in between severe weather scenarios, but once you get into the actual days itself, it's really hard to get away to get these weather radios programmed. The WIBW weather app, perhaps the Red Cross app, perhaps the WEA, the government warn app, having on your phone, all of those options are good options to have in case one fails. We always say have at least 2 ways to receive warnings. That includes having at least 2 apps on your phone that could be able to warn you just in case for whatever reason something doesn't work. There's been a couple times that a few people have said the WIBW weather app did not warn them in time. Okay, so you have to make sure you have another way. You can't just rely on one thing. And of course, we'll be live on TV, Bug and Crawl, doing live streams, and we'll have that ready to go as well. And have that safety kit in your storm shelter. All those in mind. Speaking of weather radios next week, though, Chief Meteorologist Jeremy Goodwin will be out in Linden and Concordia, respectively, on Tuesday and Thursday to program weather radios. We will get a chance to dry out early next week, but it does look like we do increase the chances for storms again between Tuesday night through Thursday, although there is some uncertainty now with the timing and storm chances for next week. So we'll continue to fine-tune that as we get closer to next week. But temperatures, for the most part, lows in the 50s and 60s between today and the weekend, highs in the 70s and 80s. Obviously, clouds and rain and storms could have an impact on how warm it gets or how cool it stays. And just a quick check of our extended outlooks. Warmer than average, wetter than average continues. And so it does look like we'll be in for this active weather pattern, at least in the extended outlook as well. Stay weather aware, and we'll keep you safe and informed.